Welcome back to HitPointsGaming. We are doing a review on another puzzle book. This one is the ultimate puzzle book for pirates. This is written by Akeem Ovahan, I believe it is. This is Ariana Trenches. It's a character inside of this book. We've been doing a lot of puzzle books. We kind of just did one, and we did one that we didn't review just yet. And then we had this one kind of in between both. This one is written, I would say this is more written for children or younger kids. It definitely had a couple things had a couple of puzzles that I was guessing on, but we were working with our 6-year-old who's just a little too young. This is really close. Just a little too young for this book. Maybe a few years older, he'd be able to kind of put it together by himself. So maybe like 10 or so. There's a little bit of, not really, it's a little bit of like puzzle solving that I just don't think he's there yet. But an older kid definitely would be able to have fun with this. It's written the ultimate puzzle guide for pirates. So it's a pirate theme. The puzzles aren't necessarily for pirates, but the themes of them are. So here's one of the ones in the beginning. Try to get the pig to go in all of these holes because the pig's on a pirate ship and they're trying to catch him. Or, hey, get this pirate. Well, that's a little secret one. Get these pirates to figure this puzzle out. Like I said, some of the puzzles are pretty clear. Like that pig one, it just kind of takes a couple minutes to figure it out. If you've seen our Eudexia puzzle book, the Eudexia puzzle book is a little more complicated than this one. It's a little more for adults, whereas this one's kind of aimed for children, and I'm sure that's why it's for pirates. It's more of a child theme, although you could definitely do this. I just think an adult's going to run through this book really quick. Some of the puzzles are pretty good, pretty easy to understand. Some of them I had difficulty understanding myself. I'm actually going to go back to that one, and it's really easy to find because we spent a lot of time on this backstab one. So if you've done this book and you've done backstab, tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. I think some of the writing, particularly for this puzzle, and there's two other puzzles that I think it could have been written a little more precise, but I don't know how I would have written it to be more precise. It's just a little unclear of I know what I'm trying to achieve, what the goal is, but on these three puzzles, I wasn't sure of how I was going to get there. With that said, we did have to go to the back where there's answers, which is cool because it's like right away instant gratification. Did I get this puzzle? Yes or no? So I was able to go in the back and be like, okay, I see how they got there. I don't believe that those three puzzles, I believe they could have been explained a little better, but they were good enough for being a page and a child. I would say maybe a 10-year-old to understand. So there's puzzles throughout the book that you're trying to solve, and then the overall theme of this is trying to figure out where Ariana Trench buried her treasure. So as soon as you open the book up, you're greeted with a map, and you really don't know what you're doing with this map, and it kind of is a little unclear, but that's part of the puzzle book. So Ariana's saying, hey, I think that's how you say it. If I pronounce it wrong, I apologize. It's really close. She's explaining what that front map is doing, that first puzzle that we just saw, and how you're supposed to get it. So you're really not figuring it out. You're going to get to your first one, which is pretty simple. We were able to solve that one by ourselves. So there's a little lexicon on the bottom. You're supposed to figure out the missing letters, and then what do the letters do, and then how to solve this puzzle. And each one of these is trying to, I'm assuming, help try to get that front puzzle. I don't know how many pages there are, but there's quite a few. Again, you've got maybe 6 pages of answers in the back, and then you have this was a cool puzzle too, this lock and key one that kind of made you think outside the box. I enjoyed that. Does this fit? If I take one apple from this guy and give it to him, they have 3 times more, that kind of stuff. So again, something we've done probably in a mathematics class when we were younger, but for pirates, the theme is fitting the pirates. Some of the puzzles here are kind of neat. Everything's with a captain or their crew. Pirate theme. This one was a little tricky here, flipping coins, heads or tails. Do I like it? Yes. I think for the price too, I think it's like 13 bucks. It's pretty good. It's a pretty reasonable price for what you're getting out of this. Some of the puzzles are definitely easier than others. You're going to spend a couple hours on this book, depending upon your skill level in puzzles and thought. But again, you have the answers in the back, so in case you do get stuck, you can right away get them. Some other puzzle books make you do something else, whereas this one just has them right in the back. Just don't read them if you don't want to, which is cool. It's way in the back. You're not getting there by accident. And some of the answers are written backwards. So you have to put them in a mirror in order to read, unless you can kind of jumble it yourself. Fun book, a few hours worth of puzzles. Really aimed for kids, but adults can definitely have fun with this. Also, what's really cool about this book is you don't really have to write in this. I did take one piece of paper, and I use that as my scrap paper. So if you're an adult and you want to solve the puzzles while your kids aren't around, you can do that. Put all the answers on a puzzle on another piece of paper, try to solve them out, and not have to write this book up or mark it up. And then you can give this to a friend, because the answers are in the back and you don't have anything written inside of it, which is a nice feature. So after we finish this, I finished it, but my kid hasn't. After he's finished it, I'll probably hand it off to somebody else to check it out, which is cool. Or maybe give it to the library. The library, I think, could definitely use stuff like this because it's kind of neat. But anyway, I think it's fun. I would give it a thumbs up. For the price, it's good. Puzzles are fun. It's a pirate theme. We would definitely check these out. Again, I think a few puzzles in here, I don't know how I would have rewritten them to be more streamlined or more clear and concise on what they're trying to portray of the user. Or if it's just really me as the reader not understanding what they're trying to do because maybe I'm just thinking beyond, I don't know. But other than that, really cool book. I would check it out. Thanks for joining us here at HitPointsGaming.